champ is here. The champ is here. The champ is here.
What's good, boxing world? This is Zeb, your host of On the Ropes. Today, my special guest is the former IBF super featherweight champion of the world, fighting out of Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, looking in 2021 to become a two-time world champion. Tevin Farmer, what's good?
What's up, man? Thanks for having me.
Hey, man, I want to jump right into it, man. I want to go back to when did you start getting the notifications that Jojo Diaz didn't make weight?
Probably like minutes after, probably, because I ain't watch it. So I was in bed and I got a call. Did I get a call or text first? I think I got a text or a call. I can't remember, but it just started going crazy.
I want to go back to a year ago because with your fight, you had a rematch clause.
Yeah.
And I wanted to talk about that because during that time, the pandemic had really stepped in and the COVID really hit hard. Then you had the nationwide pandemic.
Mm-hmm.
Within that time, you couldn't have that fight take place within the 5 months that they were talking about due to the pandemic.
Yeah.
What was your thoughts on that, and who do you feel dropped the ball during that time?
I don't know who dropped the ball. Somebody dropped the ball. I feel like at the end of the day, the rematch clause was in there within 5 months. Nobody really fighting and scheduling fights prior to that. I feel like I should have fought. No matter what. And I feel like I got effed over.
Just thinking about that, prior to the pandemic, you were very, very active.
Yeah.
Going back to probably about 5 to 6 fights a year during that time?
Man, I was going crazy. I don't even know. I was fighting every 2 months.
How hard was it for you in 2020 with the situation that happened in boxing where a lot of things were shut down and you weren't able to be as active as you were?
I mean, it was cool. I just kept training and I put my mind on other things outside of boxing, more investments and different things like that.
Just I wanted to go back to the Jojo Diaz situation. How disappointed were you in him that things could not get worked out and he stepped aside, didn't want to get the rematch done?
Yeah.
How do you feel about him as a man and his character?
I feel like he's a sucker. He's a sucker. He definitely a sucker, I gave him an opportunity to be able to make money and fight for a world title. And in return, all I wanted in the rematch clause was in the contract was a rematch to fight again for it. And obviously that didn't happen. They tried every reason or said every reason for it not to happen or it expired. First he said the contract expired. Then he went on saying that I wanted to be the A side. Then he went on and said I wanted too much money. I'm like, it's too much. Everything he said was a lie. As far as especially the too much money thing, because I already had a set amount that I was supposed to make. So that's bullshit. Him and his team wrote letters. They wrote letters back in. Was it October? No. I'm sorry. It was back in June, I think. They wrote letters to the IBF saying why they shouldn't fight me and et cetera, et cetera.
What does it stand right now as far as the IBF and that title and the belt? What's the next step in that process as far as you're concerned with that belt now?
I heard that the IBF ordered a fight between a guy that I fought that got caught on steroids that I was robbed of, and then it made a no contest Benito Ogawa and this Russian guy. That's what I'm hearing. I don't know how true it is, but if it is true, I feel like it's horrible.
Wow, that's actually the word that you actually got about that situation.
Yeah, and I feel like the IBF knew that they know that I was supposed to fight this guy for a rematch clause. They know that, and obviously it didn't happen. So in my case, I'm feeling like, all right, maybe the IBF will honor the rematch clause because of what happened with JoJo and make me fight than whoever I gotta fight, and then make Kenichi Ogawa or somebody else fight for an eliminator. That's how it's supposed to go.
When will you get the word about that, so you can
I
plan
seen it.
your 2021?
I seen it on Twitter from a few sources.
You know, I wanted to talk about the landscape of the 130 division right now and the things that you see right now, because you currently have Shakur Stevenson moving up to the 130 division.
No,
There's
he
a
already
lot-
there. Shakur Stevenson already at the 130 division.
yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
With that being said, it's a lot of big names at the 130 division. Who do you see yourself fighting out of that group at the 130 in 2020?
I mean, my major goal is to go get my IBF belt back. That's the major goal, number one goal, right? And I don't even know if I want to stay there. I think I said it before. I think I want to make one defense after I get it because I know I'm gonna get it, and move up, or get it and move up. So it all depends on how. It all depends on the moment at the time, but I definitely want to move to 35.
You know, I want to talk about some fighters, man, that you at one point in time, a lot of people wanted to see that fight, and I don't know if that fight will ever still be able to happen. And the first name I'm gonna mention is Gervonta Tank Davis.
Yeah.
How did the bad blood happen between you two, and do you see yourself you two ever fighting in the ring?
Man, that happened. That happened so long ago. That happened like 2014. That's when it first started. So it's been some years. It's been like 7 years now. So as far as us fighting, I don't know. It's a possibility because I'm about to go to 35. So only time will tell.
Do you see that fight being bigger than the Gervonta Tank Davis Leo Santa Cruz fight?
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah! A lot of people want to see that fight.
Yeah. Yeah, it'll be way bigger than that fight because, like, the thing is this. Just what I just told somebody yesterday. The thing with me and Gervonta Davis is we don't only got boxing, we got the streets. When you got people that don't watch boxing that want to see the fight, when you got females talking about the fight, then you know, all right, this is the big fight. The build up and anticipation of the fight of Foreman and Davis has been very big throughout the years with no promoters involved, just us two alone.
I really think that fight needs to happen because it needs to break those stereotypes, which you see a lot of people saying that a black has to fight a Mexican in order for the numbers to sell. I believe
Nah, that's not true.
this could be
Man,
a
I feel like
huge.
I feel like man Davis would do more numbers than a lot of people.
And I think it would break a lot of the stereotypes that black fighters can't fight. That, you know, a lot of the promoters say that they can't make money off two black fighters fighting each
The
other.
thing is this though, like I can picture us fighting, right? And I can picture the build up to it would be so crazy because we have so much footage along with just us two that when it's time to do the campaign and the promotion for it, it would be crazy insane. We have real insane footage, man. Like we really made it a big thing, but it never happened. So
You know, one in your interviews you talked about, man, was Lomachenko, man. Can you talk about your relationship that you have with Lomachenko and how that bond and friendship came about?
I mean, me and Lomachenko definitely got a relationship. We don't hang out obviously, but
Correct.
we got a relationship distantly because it all started in 2014 when I went down there to getting ready for Gary Russell. Yeah, sparring and stuff like that. And then since then we just been tight. Me and his manager Eggers.
You know, a lot of people that might not know, you actually started boxing late in your life.
Yeah.
And you know, it was interesting because one of the things that you talked about, which I want you to explain on, is when you got into boxing, you were not groomed to be a champion.
No.
Explain that because you really explained that and talked about that.
So when I got into boxing, like most fighters, I got into boxing at 19. Most fighters get into boxing at 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, running age, right? I got into 19. And when you're a young fighter, become a professional, you get the right fights to build you up to be this superstar. Like you get guys 0-4, 0-3, 2-1, 5-4, like those type of guys that build you up to become to a certain level. Right off the rip, I was getting guys that was tough from off the rip, not even knowing how to really box. I had the skills, but not knowing. I was just doing it just because I didn't take this shit serious until like 2013. But before that, I was just taking fights, just doing it for fun. And I ended up with my 4 losses, and I took my last loss, and that's when I decided to take it serious. And that was 2012. That was a long time ago.
That's a long time for
Yeah,
not from your last loss. Do you ever
yeah.
wish you had started boxing earlier in life? Have you ever
No,
thought about that? What your career would be like if you had started boxing early in life?
I mean, as far as talent, I'll probably be crazy good, but I don't wish it because I don't I don't know how it would have turned out. Maybe I'd have been burned out from it early. I don't know. So I'm grateful for how it happened, and I appreciate how it happened.
To your knowledge, do you have like a story to lead on to where someone has done something similar in the past of
Like
what you
what?
did, starting late in their career in the sport of boxing and becoming?
No, I think a few people started late in their career. I can't think off the bat, but the thing about me starting late in my career is the skill set. A lot of people start late, but the skill set is not like mine to be a late starter. That's the difference.
I wanted to talk about your thoughts on how you feel about the sport of boxing when it comes to the business of boxing and the politics of boxing.
I don't like it. I don't like it. I don't like it. Yeah.
Is it frustrating for you? Because I think currently right now you're independent, correct?
No, I'm still with Lou DiBella.
Oh, you still with Ludabelle? Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Yeah, because I was wondering about that. Was that still
Yeah, I'm still with Lou DiBella.
okay? So with that being said, your goal is to get the IBF title back. You want that title back.
Yeah, I
You're
want that
talking
type of.
about you're talking about going up to the 135. What do you
Yeah.
see at the 135 division right now, and the things that are going on? And a lot of the fans want to see the big fights, but I really don't think it will happen in 2021. What do you think about that?
Um, I don't think a lot of big fights. I don't think a lot of big fights have in 21 either. Yeah, I don't. I can't see them. You got a lot of young guys up there that's killers that can fight. I don't think they're gonna make them fight each other right now. That's my personal opinion. To me, it wouldn't make sense.
Explain
It
that.
it'll make sense for the fans. I mean, let's say these young guys fight each other, right?
Uh-huh.
Because like most of the young guys up there at the top up there is young, right? So they fight each other. Then what? What's next for them?
It's funny that you say that, right? Okay, I
What's
look
next?
at
I don't know what's next. What's next? I feel like the young guys should wipe out the veterans up there. You still got a lot of good veterans that you can fight. You got Linares, you got Fortuna, you got a lot of veterans up there that got good names that they can wipe out.
so who do you see Tank, because they reporting that Tank will fight in June. Who you see him fighting?
At 135,
After coming off a pay-per-view, you can't go backwards, right?
I mean, all fights pretty much pay per view now because the COVID shit. So the money got to be made, right? Um, I don't I don't see him fighting Ryan Garcia. I don't see him fighting Teofimo. I don't see him fighting Devin Haney. And Javante basically they like the 4 top dogs at 35, right? Um, I don't know. They gonna pull some out the hat though. They always do.
I see your social media a lot with your woman. How important is it to have a strong woman in your life?
Oh yeah, it keeps you grounded. Um, keep you focused. Um, yeah, grounded, focused, and motivation for each other.
One of the things you were talking about is you two having a YouTube channel together.
Yeah, we got YouTube channel together.
That's actually a great source of revenue because I look at the situation with my daughters, right? They don't
Yeah.
even watch regular TV. All they do is watch
Mm-mm.
YouTube shows.
YouTube is where it's at right now. Yeah, YouTube is where it's at. Like we haven't posted in a year because COVID happened, so it was a lot of stuff going on. Our camera guy that lived with us, we moved him in with us for like 2 years, but he went home for visit and COVID hit. So boom, and we could have did it ourselves. But like we could have got a new camera guy, but we not just inviting anybody to stay at our crib. We don't want anybody to just know where we live at. So we just chalked it, we just but now that I'm thinking about it, I'm like, damn, we should have just recorded ourselves. But what makes our YouTube better is both of us being in the presence of the camera and not one behind the camera holding it. That's what makes it. So we just chalked it. But I wish I'd have just did it the other way for the time being. But now we got a lot of blogs we about to drop in the next week or so. We just waiting for our pin to come back from YouTube so we can monetize our account and we can start posting again and just make it go crazy.
Are you surprised in the age that we live in with social media that a lot of young fighters aren't more actively involved with YouTube channels, bringing people into their world?
Say that question again.
Are you surprised a lot of young fighters in today's time of social media and the social media age that a lot of young fighters aren't getting the YouTube channels, building their brand up that way?
They should. Yeah, they should do it. I recommend everybody doing it. I mean, it's entertainment because, like, you got fans that really want to see what you're doing. That can't be with you or can't hang with you. So they're going to tune in and watch and see what you do. And if it's interesting, they're going to keep tuning in. They're going to keep tuning in. Jamel Charlo made one recently, like a year ago.
Yeah, he has his YouTube channel.
Yeah, he made one a year ago, man. Shout out to him, man.
Yeah, man, it's crazy what you see, like you said, with the way COVID is, and you, like we said, a lot of big fights aren't going to happen in 2021.
Yeah, I doubt it.
Who do you see becoming one of the rising stars in the sport of boxing in 2021 that a lot of people would be surprised about?
That people be surprised about? Like unexpectedly?
Yeah.
I don't know, for real. Because mostly everybody, the people that had the potential to be, is like, people already expect it. But I don't know if it's going to be 21.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's going to be 21. It may be 22 because 21 right now, like, how many shows are going to be held this year to even where people can see you showcase your talent and win big fights and become a star in 21. So I don't know. It's going to take the next rising star is going to be between 21 and 22 put together.
That's true, and what you see now, like with a lot of the young fighters now, going from the amateur straight to the pros, they like for example, Keyshawn Davis said, forget the Olympic route,
Yeah.
Pro debut next week. So it seems like a lot of the young fighters are now 17, 18, 19 years old, going straight to the pros. What are your thoughts on that?
I mean, hey, I feel like it's a good idea. Boxing, the Olympics is all that stuff is rigged, right? Like it's rigged. Like nobody wants to go through that. Like you wait, when will the next Olympics be? This year, right?
What like Keyshawn was saying, could possibly be. So you said, so why wait around not knowing if it's not gonna happen?
I wouldn't do it. These young kids want to make money, man, and they can compete with the pros. You know what I'm saying? At their level, get groomed up, and then they be pretty good. That's what I feel like. I feel like go for it.
Dude, I heard you talk about before not being a student of the sport of boxing, correct?
Yeah.
Do you ever see yourself, really being a student of the sport and maybe getting into the training aspects, or do you see yourself doing something else beyond boxing once you hang the gloves up?
I know I'll be a hell of a trainer because the knowledge that I got, on boxing, but I don't know if I could do that. I'm not sure. Like I got so much going on to where I don't think I'm gonna be able to dedicate my time to a fighter every day in the gym. I just can't see it happening. And then traveling, I travel so much in boxing, right? It's gonna become a point in time where I just want to do my own thing. Maybe when I get a son, I may train him because he's gonna be with me every day in the house anyway. So it makes sense that way. But I don't have to go out of my way to do. You know what I'm saying?
That's interesting. If you had a son, would you want him to fight?
I mean, he do whatever he want to do. I ain't gonna be my choice. It's gonna be his choice. Yeah, his choice.
Will he be lacing the gloves up early?
I mean,
as a matter of fact, would you even recommend that to young kids?
I mean, it's really not an option. Your kid's gonna do what they see you do. So it really depends on when I have a child. Whether I'm still in the sport of boxing or whether I'm retired. That's going to dictate if my child wants to box or not. Because of course, if I have a child now and they see me with gloves and going to the gym and training, that's what they're going to do. Kids only do what they see. So if they see me with gloves on, they're going to hit the bag. They're going to do all the extra shit. But if I'm retired and I no longer have gloves and just training, that's what they're going to do. They may not want to go to boxing route, or they may see what I used to do and then want to do it. You know?
I wanted to ask you about this because I wonder how you frustrated you are with sanctioning bodies and the choices that they make.
Yeah. What about it?
Is that hard for you?
No. They can do whatever they want. I mean, some stuff don't be right. But
You
in the
know,
day,
with the sanctioning fees and them taking, then you get the franchise titles and all these different belts.
I do feel like it's way too many belts out here. That's that I do feel like it's way too many belts. And I feel like it should be only 2 belts, probably. Far as the sanctioning fees, not they deserve their money. We getting paid.
Do you think the promotional companies are doing their job as being promoters?
Far
The
as what?
reason the reason I asked that because I remember when Bob had talked about the situation with Terrence Crawford, said he needs to promote himself more. But you're the promoter, right?
Yeah, that right. I do agree that fighters should promote yourself, but I don't believe a promoter should say that to a fighter. I feel like a promoter should also promote his fighter. But I feel like a fighter should still promote himself. I got this big because I promoted myself. I ain't get this big because I had major promotion behind me.
Do you see yourself having your own promotional company within the sport, or you don't?
That right there is that's been a big that's been a lot of thought running through my head about that. And I know it'll be successful because I'm a businessman and I know how to work and I have relationships with people in the sport. You know what I'm saying? I'm not just a fighter that just fights. Like I'm respected in the sport of boxing as a businessman.
What stops fighters from going directly to the networks and making deals?
They can because sometimes they already have promotion companies before they ever figure out how to do it.
Oh, I see what you mean. Okay. Because they already will be signed with someone, you saying.
Yeah, so it's like they already have promotion companies. So, but a lot of fighters knew that before then, or they don't have connection to the network. They don't know how to get to them.
How important is
If
it?
I had a fighter today, I would go straight to the networks. I wouldn't even
How,
sign with the promoter.
how are fighters able to find out the real numbers when it comes to the gate, the pay-per-view, and things of that nature? Do you have to get an independent auditor to do that,
No,
or do
you
you
can
just?
request for that. You can request for a spreadsheet. You can request like how many sheets the venue hold, right? How many tickets were sold. You could clock certain stuff. It's certain things you can do as a fighter. And all this is in the Ali Act.
How many young fighters you think really know about that and the Ali Act? Because most
None,
young fighters going straight from high school into the pros.
none, none.
I forgot what promoter has said it, but they said it's a sport where the very educated meet the very uneducated. Is that true in your opinion?
It depends on how they saying it. What they saying.
As far as them not
What
knowing the ins and outs,
the promoter's educated and the fighter's not.
what they're saying is not educated in the business of boxing.
Yeah, yeah. A lot of you got some people educated, some people that's not. That's very true. Not educated as a human being, educated as a boxer, as
Yes,
the knowledge of boxers. Yes,
correct.
and that's why you got to get the right manager that's educated. If you're not educated,
Would you recommend getting a manager as a young fighter, or going independent just to learn your way around, or is that too hard to even do?
nah, you can get effed over that way. You gotta be. I would recommend a fighter to get a lawyer,
Uh huh.
um, or a lawyer that know about the sport of boxing. That's not gonna fuck you over either. That's not gonna charge you out the ass. Um, if I was a young fighter, would I go to a manager? Knowing what I know now, if I can go straight to a big promoter first, right? And then I could probably bring a manager on to protect me from the promoter, but probably at a lower percentage or like
Percentage.
low percentage. Yeah, that's what I would do. I want to get a manager first because what the manager gonna do, they gonna try to put a little bit of money into you and take this big ass percentage from you, like 30% and all that bullshit, right? And then you sign to a promoter when you could have went to a promoter, a top promoter, and then go got a manager. You go to the top promoter with a lawyer for the contract, etc. Then you go get a manager, um, and you negotiate with him basically because of his knowledge and stuff like that. And they get a low percentage because they really didn't do shit for you. They ain't put no money into you, so they can't get a big percentage from you.
You know, outside of you wanting to be the 2-time IBF champion, is there anyone in particular, man? You say, man, I really want to fight him.
No,
I gotta get in the ring with him in 2021.
no. When my mind set on something, it's set in stone on what I want, and I'm gonna get it. I ain't really no. I can't see past the IBF belt right now.
One of the things that you talked about, man. What is it like, man? Your experience being on Twitch and things of that nature with the gaming.
Oh, ooh, it's fun.
That's a huge thing right now.
Yeah, I'm about to turn up on Twitch. I'm about to turn crazy. This week, the end of this week, I'm about to go crazy on Twitch. I'm trying to grow my Twitch accounts.
That's actually, if you get like enough followers, you can start. That becomes like a form of income also as well, right?
Yeah, people.
Because
People.
it's a big deal. I see my daughter. She will sit there for like 2 hours watching somebody play a game. I'm like,
Yeah,
damn.
yo, it's real. Like you get to certain, like, I'm affiliated right now, but now I'm about to become a partner. Like, people get to subscribe to you. Like, let's say you got 3,000 followers, and your subscription is $5.
Yeah, that's crazy.
That's
Yeah,
15 grand a month, not doing shit, right? Well, you doing shit because you still gotta invest your time. So you really doing something. And then people donate money, right? They donate money. They donate it, like, just be $5, $10, $25, $30. That shit adds up. I
yeah.
know people make. I know people making like $6 grand a day off it, just donating.
That's what I'm
I'm trying.
saying. It
Hey,
is
I'm trying to get.
insane.
I'm trying to get a game out. I'm trying to give the game out. If you like gaming, look up how to get on Twitch, on Facebook, one of them live, and start streaming your games. Learn it. It's income. Man, I can't give them too much game, man. I'm trying to.
I try to tell, man. It's that man.
It's
It's like
real. Like, the world has shifted. No, like, you don't need a job these days.
you just need a phone.
That's it.
Phone.
Yo, you can go get it. You can get. It's the easiest time in life to get rich,
Because I tell people
or to
on
be, or to make
YouTube,
a good living.
whatever you into, if you got the passion behind it, somebody on YouTube gonna be following the same thing you follow.
Yep. All you gotta do is keep pushing it, and don't worry about the views. The views gonna come. Just keep putting out good content, and this shit gonna happen. It's gonna happen.
Have you found out when you're gonna have your next fight date soon, or are you just waiting for that whole situation with the IBF with Lou DiBella to talk to them about that situation before you even decide on what's next?
No, we're looking at April though, so we're not. I'm not sure what's gonna happen.
Could you see yourself, you and Gary fighting?
What for a title for the IBF?
Just fighting, period. Because I think y'all don't have no
Yeah.
bad beef at all, right? You and
No,
Gary.
no. Yeah, I guess myself about Gary Russell before the belt,
Yeah.
or like I said, I don't see nothing past the IBF. That's the mission is the IBF.
Hey man, I gotta say, man, I truly are you working out now? I noticed the big gal in the water, man. So
Yeah, I'm working out,
cutting
but
down.
this my natural. This my natural. All we drinking in this house is water.
Oh wow.
Yeah, me and my girl. That's all we drink. We don't buy nothing. But the most we buy is the apple juice, and that's probably for a smoothie. But
How close do you stay to your fighting weight?
I'm like 150.
Oh, not bad at all then.
Yeah, not bad. Yeah.
Hey man, Tevin, I truly appreciate your time today, man.
Likewise,
Man,
I
just
appreciate
give
yours
me
too.
an insight on the whole situation that happened with Jojo Diaz and the whole IBF. Do you see it as karma?
Yeah, it's definitely karma. And I heard this sucker, I think he racist. I ain't gonna lie. Like he's been saying bad things about me for years, right? And even when I was 7-4, I made it to this point, and you would think a motherfucker be like happy, right? Or at least like damn proud, not happy, proud. Oh well, him losing his belt ain't gonna get you a title tied up. That's not the fucking point. The point is, it's just karma. And I don't. It's not about me wanting like that shit. I don't care about that. I'm gonna earn my shit like I've been doing. I know he probably salty as shit. And I ain't gonna mention his name because he's not worth mentioning. He trying to get famous, his little bitch ass.
Oh,
No, we ain't mention
no,
nobody's name.
no. Outside of the IBF belt, do you even want to fight Jojo Diaz again to get that get
Fuck
back?
Jojo Diaz. When I get my belt back, he can kiss my ass. He's never getting a shot from me.
So you said that's a wrap.
Yeah.
So
Somebody asked me, yo, you want revenge your loss? Fuck no. That means I got revenge every loss I took. No, I don't care about that.
how did you now I always wondered that. How did you bounce back from the early losses in your career?
just kept grinding. Just kept grinding. That's all. Just kept grinding. And I got better because, like I said, I was just starting out.
Did you ever see the people that counted you out during that time? It was like, see, I told you.
I mean, I see people on Instagram and all that. But I still be nice though, because it's not really their job to believe in me. It's my job to make them believe in me. So I'm not mad at it.
Man, once again, Tevin, I truly appreciate your time today on
Likewise, man. It was a good question, man.
Hey man, shout out to Everett McNeely also, man.
Hey, that's my guy right there. I love him to death, man. Everett McNeely, the best manager in the world.
100.
You heard it.
100.
You heard it right there, and it's going to show in due time. If nobody know who he is, it's going to show.
It's definitely gonna keep grinding. She gonna show people though.
Man, he's just too determined, man. He too determined. His heart big. He want to fight for his clients, and there's one thing I can say about him, man. So shout out to Everett McNeely.
Definitely, man. Hey, much love, much respect, Tevin, man. And looking
Likewise, bro.
forward to seeing you become a 2-time world champion.
Yeah, you already
IBF.
know. You know I'm gonna be back. You know that shit with Jojo was a fucking fluke, and that's why they didn't give me the title again. It's like when Andy Ruiz fought Anthony Joshua. It was a fluke. It was a fluke.
Hey, man, thank you once again, Tevin.
All right, bye-bye.
All right, man.
All right.
All right, there you have it. Tevin Farmer on the ropes. We out.